Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That's funny. That weed was like, nope. We're gonna stop recording right now. Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. Don't you want that? No, you want that. Okay, I definitely want that. I want some more of that. You'll hear this. You did the same thing like 30 seconds ago. No. Yeah, I don't want to do that. There's this coworker of mine that came up to me yesterday, and he thinks I'm hilarious. Like, he was just trying to give me shit. You know how, like, coworkers would be like, oh, did you do this yet? Did you do this? You know, it's typical of, like, boys, you know? Young baby boys. Like, he's, like, I think, like, 16 or 17, some shit. Like, there were these guys outside that were, like, really effeminate, and he was like, they look like fags. I was like, oh, yeah. Like, you're probably, like, really homophobic, right? I just love making fun of people that are just, like, they have this idea of, like, what gender is, or, like, how gay people act, or, like, how black people act, or whatever. Like, that's why I make fun of it, but, like, people don't understand what I'm doing. They just think I'm just being mean. And I'm like, well, I just notice things because I hang out with a lot of people, so that just means I'm cultured. I'm sorry I'm so cultured. I'm sorry that I hang out with a multifaceted group. But anyway, this guy was just giving me shit, you know, for, like, not cleaning the lobby or something. And I was like, like, I was just acting stupid, and he just thought it was so funny. Most of the time, I got nothing. So if you make a clever comment, I got nothing. And I guess that's my way of dealing with it now. I used to just be quiet. I used to not say whatever's on my mind, but now, ever since I discovered that comedy was my art form, I've just been more and more out and about. But it freaks a lot of people out. It makes a lot of people jealous. It makes a lot of people angry. That they don't have what I have. They don't have the power that I possess. No, they don't have those suicidal thoughts. No, you don't have as many. You don't have as many. If you did, you wouldn't be jealous. If you did, you wouldn't be so uncompassionate. Uncompassionate? Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word, but we're gonna pretend that it's a word. Even if it sounds absurd, we're just gonna pretend like we always do. And people like me to pretend that I don't feel the way I do, but I do. There's some things to which I can't pretend. See, this is what the problem is. Can't seem to get out the things that I most need to say. And that in 4 or 5 minutes, that's not enough time to get out whatever's on my mind. I'm playing with my head. Okay. Back to breaking weed. Do not do that fucking... Oh my god. Well, see, I'm better when I multitask. So, like, rather than just, like, trying to do this, like, all at once, it's good. It, like, shoot videos, and then do this, and then I write jokes, and then try to organize my set list for Tuesday. I'm gonna try to record it. I just don't know how good the sound quality is gonna be. But, you know, I will be talking into a microphone, like an actual microphone. So maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. We'll just find out what happens, won't we? There are, like, multiple guys now that, like, have some kind of thing for me, whether it's, like, they want to fuck me, or they want to just, like, talk my fucking ear off, like, oh my god, like, there's this guy, and he's so sweet, and he's so cool, and I feel like we're the same, like, we have the same brain, but, like, he's just, like, sending me, like, I thought that I was bad, like, when I sent texts. Like, this guy, he's a lot older than me. He reminds me of like, my other friend who's a lot younger than me. Who just, like, you know, will send me, like, a textbook, basically. Like, I'll like, text him and be like, hey, how you doing, or whatever. And then, like, he'll send me, like, you know, 17 text messages back. I'm like, dude, calm down. Like, but I realize, like, what he's doing, he's, like, talking into it. That's why there are all these messages being sent. But the thing is, like, I text so fast on my little flip phone, y'all. And it sounds so cool when you do it. That's what it sounds like. I didn't text anything, but I wanted you guys to hear that. This is what I just... See that? Bunch of fucking numbers. But, you know, I got the keypad memorized, so, like, you know, I know exactly, like, how many times to hit it. It's pretty awesome. I feel like you have way less control with a smartphone. Like, that phone controls you, man. Not the other way around. And it's sad, because people are so dependent on him now that they just don't even... It's like they don't even care. I feel like... You want to compare it to heroin, I feel like a lot of comedians have already done that, but I'm going to keep going with that, because I feel like it's a pretty accurate description. Or it's an accurate comparison. But, like... you know, there are a lot of heroin addicts that, you know, they've lost all the veins in their arms, so they just shoot up wherever. Like, shoot up between their toes, shoot up in their groin, like, shoot up in their ankles and shit. It's, like, crazy, man. I didn't know you could do that. That's inventive. Like, man, these fucking junkies are, like, creative. But... I mean, I feel like that's what's happening with smartphones. Like people just are finding more and more of a reason, you know, to have them. Like, they have to have them, like, no matter what. And it's like, you could tell them, like, yeah, this is probably going to kill you. And they'd still, like, be like, I don't care. I need to go on Reddit. Like, that's something that has to happen soon. It's just ridiculous, you know? That's my, like, general sigh about society. You sound like that guy at the gas station who's just making noises, like, It's like he was trying to be David Byrne, but it, like, wasn't creative at all, you know? So, I guess this is what I'm going to do once more. I'm going to look through this notebook, which I've been writing in pretty rigorously. And then I'm going to try to, like, put it into these notebooks where, okay, this is the idea. Like, I have a lot of things that I want to say, you know, a lot of mean things. Hence the rant notebook. But it's like, in order to say these mean things, I've realized that I have to time it out right. And, like, so if I want to say something really mean, Like, if I say something controversial, like, I can make a point or whatever, but it's like I have to do it in an appropriate way. But if I make a really mean comment, or like something like this is a mean speculation. I'll give you an example. People who aren't funny feel the need to remind you who they are. That's about a lot of comics. I don't know why people constantly like talk about themselves, like whenever not so many people do this, like famous people do this. I don't understand. It's like the host is going to introduce you. They're going to introduce you before you get on stage and after you get off. So you don't need to tell everybody who you are. Are you just like trying to affirm it to yourself? Is that it? But it's stupid. Like, people usually say that, like, immediately when they get on, they tell you who they are, even though the host just said it. And then immediately when they get off, they tell you who they are, even though the host is going to say it again. But yeah. But I feel like those people are just like insecure, you know, so they just need to remind themselves. You know, like, oh yeah, I'm this person doing this thing, you know? Typical of people in their 20s. I mean, I just don't know many people that have been doing comedy for like a long time that like still do that, you know? Or like people in their 30s or 40s or 50s that do comedy, like they're not like constantly like reiterating their name. But whatever. See, that's a mean speculation. It's a mean speculation because, like, even if it's, like, so true, if I said that in front of, like, a bunch of people that probably introduced themselves, like, I would be, like, assassinating, like, half the crowd, you know? And I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I kind of do. You know, I'm like, yeah, well, fuck them. Like a Tin Dog last week, I said something about how, like, I waited to do comedy. Let's see. It's in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. See, I said this and I thought this was funny, but nobody laughed at this shit because they're stupid. Discovering comedy. Finally! A reason for all these failures. I can finally take these mistakes and apply them somewhere. Yeah, well, I didn't say it like that, though. I just, yeah, you just said it like, you know, whatever. Like you just were reading it. Like it really is in the diction, baby. Yeah, but I mean, I think it would have been funnier had I said that, but I mean, I don't, like, just saying that now, I don't really think it's that funny, but it's like, it's just, like, an amusing speculation. It's amusing more than it's haha. I'm gonna laugh out loud at that. That's brilliant. See, I have a lot of like these short ass jokes that are like really funny. Like here's one. Someday my prince will come all over my face. See, that's funny. I could sing that. Someday my prince is gonna come all over my face. Or I could say it. Someday my prince will come all over my face. That's funny any way you say it. I do comedy like I do sex. I go all the way. I got double-ended dildo depression. It's like that scene in Requiem for a Dream. You know, where Jennifer Connelly is like taking it up the butt. And in front of like a bunch of people. Do you guys remember that? Y'all remember that in the Vortex? That god-awful scene where like all the fucked up shit was happening all at once to like all the characters. Yeah, she's taking it up the ass with a double-ended dildo at some sex party. But then she gets a giant bag of heroin. She's like so happy about it. It's like, guess it's worth it to her. But yeah, I don't do it for heroin. I do it for you. Here's it. Here's it right here. Regrets. See, they didn't laugh at this shit, but this very true, especially relating to this. I really should have pursued that career in internet porn, but I did not. Why didn't I start smoking weed sooner? Oh my god, Amy. Making a mess. Making a big weed mess. Why didn't I just start selling weed sooner? Why didn't I start making edibles sooner? See, I just got the cowbell last week, so I really didn't know how to time it. But the thing is, if I could figure out when to say jokes and time it with a cowbell, that's really fucking brilliant. Anyway, this was the mean thing that I said last week. It was like right before, but I think I timed this right. I said, I know why I waited to do comedy. It's funny because this is in like the regret section, you know, but it's like, I don't regret waiting to do comedy. So that was like a little spin on it, you know. So I know why I waited to do comedy. Don't you wish that others would wait to do comedy, or perhaps not do comedy at all? You know, that's mean. That was really mean. But it's like, you don't know like who I'm talking about. You just know that I'm probably talking about many people in the audience that I do comedy with. I don't know. I don't really mean to be that mean though. It's just, it's one of the things that I think, but that doesn't really mean anything. Like, say I don't like somebody's performance, or like I don't like their whole whatever. That's still, who cares what I think? You know? Whether I like it, whether I don't like it, whether I think that you're doing this for, you know, yourself, or you're doing it for like the same reason that I'm doing it. I don't think that anybody is. I mean, I'd like to see other people like, you know, trying to educate an audience about a fucking mental illness that like nobody knows about. But like they're just not creative enough to do that kind of shit. I mean, people tell me a lot, well, like the way you're putting yourself out there is just like so amazing. I'm like, you're telling me, man. You're telling me. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna have to go through all this shit once more. Try to find a good place. Write a new set list. See, it's like, I don't know whether I'm gonna, they try to write a set list, or I just peel from the, like, I go in and out. So I'm like, hey, I want to do these emotions. I want to talk about this. And I'm like, no, I want to talk about that. Let's talk about some, like, oh, you guys don't like, the rant about, I don't know. What's one of the many things that I rant about, Vortex? Racism. Okay, what if I did a rant on like the police department? You know, I have one of those. Great. Then I have another rant about like the Second Amendment. And don't think that like I'm a liberal about it, because I ain't. But this is a really funny joke though. Really, really funny joke. If we get our guns taken away, then the South would have nothing to do but be racist. So true. I do think that the police shouldn't be allowed to have them, though, for obvious reasons. Do you know they shot down one of their own because he was black? 5-0 just got their gun rights revoked by reverse racist aimless. I might be liberal, but I'm not liberal like that. See, I just think it's retarded. And that you have all these liberals that like don't want to talk about stuff that like could be misinterpreted, you know? I'm like, what the fuck does it matter if it's misinterpreted? Like, this people, like, I don't understand why people are so people are so concerned about their precious little image. You know, this obvious, like, I'm not, you know, because I've been called a racist. When that's clearly, like, not what I am. But I mean, like, well, not towards black people anyway. Don't like white people. I think white people are lame. But I don't like the stick up the ass. I don't think that's an attractive quality. I don't think it's like a good thing for people to be sensitive about stuff. When you're sensitive about stuff, it just makes it easier for people to hurt you. You know? That's why I think, like, black people are tougher. That's why they have a better sense of humor. Gay people are tougher. It's why they have a good sense of humor. It's because, like, they have to get used to being called really ugly things, you know, all the time. And so that's why usually, like, those words don't really hurt them anymore. Like, I wonder if gay people are going to, like, do a spin on the word faggot the way that, like, black people have done a spin on the N-word, you know? Well, I don't think it really offends. I mean, they're just words. And people are like, oh, well, it's not up to you to, like, determine, like, what's offensive and what is. I'm like, well, different things affect different people. You know, like, it's stupid, though. Like, I used to get really offended when I heard certain words, and then I realized that, like, yeah, getting offended is stupid because it just gives that word, like, more power, you know? And if you give that word power, then you give, like, what the word stands for more power, which is racism. So, good job, America. Good fucking job. It's just, I hate when people tell me not to say the N-word because, like, that's just, like, what I'm prone to do. Like, if you tell me not to do something, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do that, you know? And it's like, it's not even that, like, oh God, let me say the N-word. All I want to do is say the N-word. That's all I think about all day, all night, is just saying the N-word. You know, like, it's about, like, the fact that it's so, like, hush-hush, and, like, being hush-hush isn't, like, you know, you've said this point, like, you've made this point, I mean, you don't need to, but I do, because nothing's changing. Nothing's changing. I don't like it when people tell me that I can say things that I've been told that I can say. See, white people tell me you can't say the N-word, and then black people tell me that I can say the N-word. It's really confusing. It's because I hang out with those black people. And those white people that don't hang out with those black people, they don't understand that Amy's cultured. Oh yeah, Amy's motherfucking cultured. And you're jealous that you're not that cultured. Yeah, you're jealous that you know that you don't listen to the kind of music that I listen to. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was just listening to Outkast because they're really fucking good. They're probably one of the best hip hop groups that's ever existed. And I mean, they don't even use the N-word that much. But, like, a lot of stuff I listen to does. And, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm really black. I know that I'm not really black. You don't have to explain that. You don't have to explain that. Think I don't know how pasty my skin is. You don't know me like you think that you know me. I love black people more than I love white people. I'm sorry if that offends you, but it's true and I can't deny the truth, and that's what America's all about, just denying the truth inside and out. That's cool and weird. It's just so sucks when you upset somebody that you don't mean to upset. It just sucks when those people can't forget. No, they can't forget. But I don't regret any of it. Huh. I like this. Yeah, that's cool. Have problems with the way that society handles everything. That's why I sing. I think. I don't want to sing about it. That's a problem. There's too many dramatic pauses where I'm staring off into the distance. But I promise something exciting is going on over there. You just can't see it. Maybe you just don't care. Typical. People usually don't care about what they can't see or professors swear is there. Right in front of them, or around them, or behind them, or somewhere. Thing is, I don't have to see to believe. I believe inside my mind. And I tell myself, these things are real, that I see, that I feel, that I think, that I believe. And I know that I'm right about these things that people get onto me about. They tell me I cannot talk about those things. I'm just gonna play with my chin. I play piano with my face. You were talking about something though. All these guys, they flock to me. All because I can see things that they've probably seen before, but nobody else sees them. And I guess I'm not a typical woman, 'cause I'm not concerned about my appearance. That's the thing, women are trained to focus solely on their appearance. Well, I'm gonna try to retrain women to not give a fuck about their appearance. Ladies, not serving anyone. I realize that I have to go about this in a different way. It's such a non-hateful way. Not, it's such a not, that didn't even make sense. I have to go this, I have to go about this in a less hateful way. I guess I should say. A less volatile manner. I just want you guys to see where I'm coming from, and I feel like that as a comedian, like that is the trick, is saying things in a way that make people understand where you're coming from. Like, you gotta make them be able to understand your language. You know? I'm not gonna try to speak your language. Fuck that shit.